Hello and welcome to the Palace of Mad King Ludwig in about 3 minutes. It is a game for 2 to 4 players. There is no official solo mode. Playing time is around 60 to 90 minutes. It's a moderately complex game. It's the 1880s, and the Bavarian king, Ludwig II, has decided he wants a mighty palace to go along with the wacky castles his master builders have been constructing for him. He assembles a super team of master builders and sets them to work on his grandest and most ostentatious edifice yet. The winner of this game is the player who scores the most points. Scoring is done at the end of the game, and you score points for placing rooms, completing goals, and collecting swans. The game ends when you run out of tiles or when the moat is finished. Competitive. Each player is trying to gain the most points and win. Tile laying. Each room in the castle is a different tile, and most turns you will be placing a new room. Point salad. There are many ways to score points in this game. Player turn. When it is your turn, you will have a few options to choose from, but the most common action you will take is to claim a room tile and place it. Rooms in the 2 rightmost spaces are free to claim, but the others require you to spend a swan or 2. You can place a room adjacent to any other room as long as there is at least a single valid connection. If the connections have matching swan symbols on them, you claim a swan of that color. Grey swans are wild cards and match any other color. You then place your control symbol on that room with the white side face up. Mark on your blueprint board that you have built a room of that type. You can also place a hallway or stairs tile, discarding a room from the display to pay for it. A room is completed whenever all its entry points are connected to another valid entry point. When a room of yours is completed, you flip your control token over to the other side and claim the room completion bonus as shown on the tile. You can claim this even if it was not your turn when it was completed. You can also take a tile and place it on your board to gain the power shown. For example, this one allows you to gain 3 swans at the end of the game. One of the room's completion bonuses is to gain personal favor tokens. Those must be stored on your blueprint board in a place where you have not placed a tile. As more tiles are placed, the tile piles will be exposed, and this shows how many moats must be placed at the end of your action. Moats must be placed connected to other waterways in most circumstances, and once the moats connect and there is no way to place a new room, the game is over. Why would you like this game? First of all, this is not just a rehash of Castles of Mad King Ludwig. It is its own game and has its own identity. Where it shines is in its competitiveness. You'll be watching your opponents closely and trying to limit their options while maximizing your own. This game also evolves very organically, and the tile placement and moats make for a unique palace every time. If you want a competitive tile laying game with a pretty high level of complexity in that niche, this could be a game for you. The single best thing about the game is the end game mechanic. As the mode is built, it limits options and makes decisions tougher and tougher. However, this is a very busy game with a lot of mechanics and interactions. The amount of information on the blueprint board alone is enough to take in. Add to that the information in the actual play area, the public favors, private favors, and tracking swans, and you can have a game that could be very overwhelming to some people. It can also get very feisty, as a lot of strategies involve blocking out other players. People who don't like confrontation might not enjoy it for that reason. If you're interested in this game, I also highly recommend checking out the Castles of Mad King Ludwig. It's a slightly simpler game with less direct confrontation and explores a very similar theme. And if you want a tile laying game but want something a little less complex, I recommend St. Petersburg.